We've just heard from the Labour Party that same sort of empty rhetoric that they've been accusing, and they finished on that the National Party, because it's Conservative, doesn't spend money, when this government has spent over $500 million extra in this budget to support Kiwi families, particularly children and parents, the most vulnerable. And this is one of the fundamental differences. One of the fundamental differences between a left and a right-wing government is that the left wing is great at talking, but never walking the walk that's required. You target the expenditure, but you actually do it. You've heard for weeks on this other side, oh, let's put together a whole lot of measures on child poverty. Let's put a whole lot of reports together. Let's just make numbers stacked together. This party, the National Party, through the likes of Vote Finance, has walked out and actually walked the talk. $500 million more for families and the most vulnerable, targeted. Absolutely funded. As my colleagues just noted, free GP visits till age 13. But it is about actually doing things, because what about the other side? They're talking about wood just a little bit earlier. This seems to be the great solution. I remember being at a social justice talk, which was hilarious, with Labour and the Greens. No idea of what it means to be social or just, but anyway, there they were. Their great solution to the economy, just like we heard before, logs. Logs is the solution. Of course, last week, this government was passing a bill rightly under urgency to take native timber, which has been downed and felled by nature, and you'd think the Greens would love that, but felled by nature. Only this side of the House moved and supported it. All these others, oh yes, logs are our future, they voted against it. There we go, New Zealand. Absolutely, this is the side which actually makes the difference. And you know you're making a difference when you talk in this House and they start getting fired up, because again, they talk and they do absolutely nothing. Mr. Chair, we are very proud of what we're doing, and I've found over the last few weeks campaigning around my electorate, including last night, an excellent public meeting. People are grateful for what this government has done in the financial spaces. We have an incredibly well-performing economy, growing at 3.8%. We have average wages increasing by $3,000 in the past 2 years. 84,000 new jobs have been created. That's 84,000 new jobs created. This is real things. These are measurable statistics which you can bring out. And not just measurable, and what I'm finding of people in my electorate, they are experiencing it. In fact, a number of people in my electorate are some of the top tax-earning people there, and you know what? They are happy to pay their taxes and their fair share. And, Mr. Speaker, they are paying even more than their fair share now through National's tax cuts, comprehensive tax cuts, right across the board, Mr. Chair, right across the board. Those top tax earners, and there are a good number in my electorate, are now paying more of their taxes. You know why they're prepared to pay them and are happy to pay them? Because they are a party, and with a party that cares and tries to help people. And once again, we have seen those monies given to the most vulnerable. I keep talking rightly about the parental tax credits, about the extension of paid parental leave, GP visits for under 13-year-olds that are now free, more money into schools. And unlike the member from New Zealand First complained about, it's just about leaky repairs to schools, we're actually investing in new... He did. Shocking that member of all would talk about leaks. But that member forgets we are pumping hundreds of millions of new dollars into new classrooms, like the ones at St Thomas's. I even look at something like Stonefield School in my electorate, which is now a green school. The way it has been designed under the governance of this government as a school of sustainable quality. That's new schools, new innovations, new technologies, which this government has championed. That's right. Mr. Chair, we in Vote Finance walk the talk. We walk the talk. We actually make a difference, and that's why we poll the numbers that we do, and that's why we see that others are not seen as relevant. And I come back to my electorate because they understand day by day that the changes that have been made are making a difference. I think of even an area like Glen Innes for me, wonderful community in my electorate. They are experiencing this change. Hundreds of new homes being built, a number of those state houses warm and modern, created, healthier and drier, absolutely, raising the options for people, and it's moving right across the sector. There is an enormous amount of positivity happening here.
Members, the question is that Vote Finance stand part of the schedules. Those of that opinion will say aye. For the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that vote Canterbury earthquake recovery stand part of the schedules.
Mr. Chairman.
I call the Honourable Ruth Dyson.